Okay, people, I'm back. Kind of forced to come back because my father decided he wanted to do a video, and I couldn't have people coming to my page, well, my channel, whatever, with nothing on it. So I've been debating because I could have done like 10 different topics today, and I've been trying to go back and forth and figure out which one I want to do first. I was thinking about good men, or how I define good men. Now I'm drawing a blank. I was thinking about a lot of stuff, but one of the things that kind of crept into my mind that figured would be an excellent topic, and only because one of my closest friends, little sister, just recently posted a video of some little girl, and I'm sorry I have to say little girl, but some little girl beating this guy who I said was running, I guess, who was running around saying he slept with her. There's so many things I want to hit on this topic. It amazes me that I can't even just say this generation, because you've always had people that don't think this out, don't think through things. Women, you have to think through things. Black folks in general, we got to think through things because our consequences are different. Even though a lot of us aren't thinking that right now, our consequences are different. The thing that kind of got me is, number one, you always have to ask yourself, now I don't have a vengeful nature unless you cross me and don't move out of my life, and then I have to do what I have to do to get you out of my life. But I don't have a vengeful nature, but if I do, whatever I've done to you is not going to get me in more trouble than what you've done to me. For example, if a boy says that he slept with you, or a man, because men still do it, say that he slept with you and he never slept with you, the fact that you are now on the internet, globally, beating this man with an object, you've committed a crime, and your dumb butt has had the nerve to videotape it and put it on the internet. You gotta be smarter than that. Not to mention the fact that what women tend to not understand, and maybe it's because way back in the day, everybody thinks I'm the sweetest person on the planet now, because when I turned 18, I knew I would not get in another fight. Because if I hurt somebody, then at this point, I could serve jail time. So you really have to think past this 1 second. You got to think about, if I do A, what's B, C, and so forth, what's happening, and most people aren't doing that. The thing that gets me is, she's made this video where she attacks the guy, and she's like, okay, well, you lied on me and you can't call the police. First of all, you never know how a person thinks until you put them in a situation. Women understand very clearly, and if you were ever a tomboy, you will attest to this, you know. Understand very clearly, you never know a man's strength. And if you don't know his strength, you might find yourself in trouble. If you're going to step up to a man or a boy like a man, expect to get knocked out like one. Does it make it right? Of course not. It doesn't. But you never know the possible reaction that you might get. And I remember years ago, says how old I am, but I remember years ago, I was at Morgan State, minding my business, very shy, and all of a sudden this girl was, I guess, pushed into the hallway against this wall. So, okay, my nature, I go in, try to stop it because it's a young man and it's a lady. Now, what's getting me is the whole time I'm facing him, because at this point, he's the one I have to calm down. And the whole time I'm facing him trying to calm down, she's steadily behind me, chirping, running her mouth. Not realizing that this man, if you look in this man's eyes, he's no longer here. Anger is now present. So if anger is now present, his thought process is no longer the same. So while you running your mouth thinking, I'm going to prove to you that I'm right, if I wasn't there, he probably would have snatched you up. So the thing that gets me is women keep thinking, well, I'm going to prove that I'm right, and he going to have to listen to me and and know that I'm right. There are people out there that use very few words. You get them angry enough and they go into action. Stop putting yourself in a position where you have to force the fact that you're right instead of walking away and remaining safe. It's not that important. It is so not that important. And once again, I'm just going to end it by saying, always think, if you have a vengeful nature, okay. I'm not going to say it's right. I'm not going to say it's wrong. But if you're going to do something that is vengeful, do not do something that's going to get you in more trouble than what made you angry enough to get to go about getting revenge in the first place. Just some information, just some things to make you think about, because I swear y'all are doing some dumb ass stuff, excuse my language, and you guys are making records of it. That person don't even have to say nothing at this point. All they got to do is go to court and push play. Done. Is it really worth you possibly serving jail time and having that on your record now because he upset you or she upset you? Really? And again, you can't control somebody's actions. You have no idea. That person that looks like as even as they are, may have been nice as ever. When you piss them off, you have absolutely no idea what their reaction is going to be. Stop thinking that people think and react the way that you do. There's some crazy people on the planet. Is the fact that you feel like you're right worth you getting hurt because you feel like they should have reacted a certain way? Right. Men should not hit women. Women should not hit men. But does it happen every day? Probably been another one just happened to now. Don't put yourself in stupid situations. That's it. Have a good one.